Yo, Mary. You're retiring to bed? Yeah, let's go. Let's move on to the third chapter. So, I totally looked up. Can you have characters not die at the end of the chapter during the encounter? Yes, characters don't have to die. And that means I'm not getting the best ending. I'm just getting the normal ending. Been 3 days since Shimio's defeat. Mashita has left, leaving only Christy and I at the mansion. We've not had any new mark bearers arrive, nor any new info on any spirits. Death's footsteps keep drawing closer. Good work, Lady Christy and Lord Yashiki. Did you obtain any clues? No, nothing really. I'd hoped, but I see. Lady Saya's study seemed optimal to contain something of interest. Christy and I just finished investigating Sayakujo's study. It had been full of mountains of specialized books and piles of reports. It was a daunting task, but we did our best to search through them regardless. Except it was all futile. Everything was about healing the spirit. Nothing mentioned the mark at all. Hey, Mr. Yashiki. Don't you think it's useless to keep searching the mansion? You have any other ideas then? Well, remember what I said about H Shrine? Can you give me a refresher? You lost that memory? It's in the forest by H Castle. I was thinking, maybe the shrine is connected to all this spirit stuff. That's what Shimio's notes said, right? Everything happening in the forest is the divine wrath of H Shrine. Then you think the mark and the spirit activity are because of this divine wrath? It's definitely a possibility. Disasters happen in many ghost stories and myths because of the wrath of gods. Isn't there value in looking into it? Maybe. Exactly what I'd expect from you, always so quick on the uptake. Kirsty's brimming with confidence. She seems in a much better mood than she was 3 days ago. She's a famous reporter after all, so maybe this is what she's really like. So, Mary, I'd like to go see H Shrine. You don't mind, do you? It is true many unpleasant rumors surrounded that forest. If the cause is H Shrine, there may be some clues there. But even if there are, if it's spiritual, then how are normal humans like us supposed to find it? Kirsty and I don't have spiritual powers. In that case, could you bring me along with you to H Shrine? I should be able to sense the presence of anything spiritual. I can act as a guide as well. You know that shrine? Yes, in truth it enshrines the guardian deity of the Kujo family. Over the generations, the heads have taken care of the shrine. However, that came to an end after the recent war resolved. As one who serves the Kujos, I'm concerned about its present state. Them bringing you along would mean I have to carry you, don't I? As it is impossible for me to walk, I would agree with that assessment. Into a book bag you go. I'm sorry to inconvenience you. An overgrown forest in the dead of night. I'm not looking forward to having to carry Mary all the way to the shrine. You look worn out, and we haven't left. It's a small price to pay, but if we can get any hints about the spirits. That's true. I think Mary's eager about this too, so I'll just have to deal with it, I suppose. Okay, let's go back to the forest. Back to the forest, huh? I wasn't expecting that. I was expecting a change of scenery. Before we leave, we put Mary in the back seat. Thank God she's not as heavy as she looks. I should be able to carry her just fine. By the way, Mr. Yashiki, have you read the files over there? She points to the right side of the room and shelves packed with files. Not yet. I've searched most of the mansion, but I haven't checked the garage. Oh, really? Kirsty grabs a file and flips through the pages. Looks like articles on various crimes. The clippings cover every incident in H City and the surrounding area. Was Miss Cujo looking into criminal activity? Any of it look related to the mark? No, not as far as I can tell. These are all extremely old. The most recent is dated 5 years ago. She puts the file back. Alright, should we head out soon? So real quick, I'd like to say that it's not that big of an issue because most of the time you're only with one other person, but I do kind of wish that during dialogue there was a text box, like not a text box, but like a name title thing, like in most other visual novel things. I park outside the entrance of the forest and gather Mary into my arms. Here we are, we make our way to the familiar arch. There's still a long way to go. Middle-aged man carrying a doll. You're practically a ghost story yourself if someone sees you here. I'm very sorry to cause you such trouble. Mary stares up at me as I hold her. Her skin and hair glint bewitchingly when the light from the flashlight catches them. I've not been outside in a long time, and to go hiking in the arms of such a fine gentleman, oh, this is a very precious experience. She sounds as dispassionate as ever, but is she actually having fun? Still, it is just as the rumors say. This forest is filled with the curses and resentment of the dead. Simply their presence is enough to drive the living mad. The land is tainted. I can see why it has given birth to monstrous spirits. I bet if you track down the cause of it, it'll be the divine wrath. Let's hurry to the shrine. Are there still bees here? I reached the old torii gate with no trouble. We stand and watch for a while, but nothing comes out of the beehives. They seem to be sleeping. It is most likely because Shimio is now gone. A shrine is up those stone steps. At Mary's direction, we walk toward the gate. A small black shadow flits across our feet. It's that rabbit again. So this is the rabbit you told me about, Lord Yashiki. You are correct. It is very cute. The rabbit stares up at the two of us, then disappears toward the shrine. What in the world was that about? What do you think, Mary? I felt a strange presence. It appears to be possessed by some kind of soul. So it's a spirit too. Indeed. Though it does not appear strong enough to give marks to humans. We know nothing of its true nature, so please proceed with caution. We follow the rabbit under the torii gate and up the stone steps. At the top, we find the wilderness creeping in. There doesn't seem to be anything here but an old altar. Is this a shrine? Sadly, it has fallen into disrepair. The war was over 50 years ago. I suppose this was expected. That black rabbit is gone. Deserted shrines give me the creeps. Let's hurry up and get to searching so we don't have to stay here long. Okay, headless Buddha statues buried in the ground. Creepy. I wonder what happened here. Anything? I'll search the actual shrine last. But for right now, rocks it is. There's a sacred Shimenawa rope on a ragged boulder. I wonder if that boulder is an Iwakura. What's that? According to ancient Shinto tradition, it's a sacred rock that a god descended on. It's not uncommon for the rock itself to become an object of devotion. Okay. It's a wooden shrine altar. A clouded old mirror serves as the Go Shintai. Looks like it's true that no one's taken care of this place for a long time. I peek inside the altar just in case. but all I find is a thick layer of dust. The Go Shintai is outside, and the altar is empty. That's concerning. I don't think there's any more we can search. The Buddha statues concern me. Why are all the ones within the shrine missing their heads? Shinto and Buddhism were ordered to be separated during the Meiji period. Before then, many shrines were dedicated to both. Each shrine was much the same. But in the Meiji period, there was a push to make Shinto the main religion. The faiths were forced apart. Extremists stole the Buddhist statues from shrines and desecrated them. Oh, the famous anti-Buddhist movement. So this is where that happened. No, it was done in a public space as they wanted to make a show of it. The broken statues were carried here to serve as a memorial for worship. The Kujo family head was said to be aggrieved, so he moved them in secret. It seems that all the broken statues from around H City were buried here. Strange. You said they were worshipped, but this place is pretty much a ruin. You have a keen eye, Lord Yashiki. The shrine was subsequently dug up and the statues were stolen. So they came all the way into this huge forest just to carry off broken statues? Who would do something like that? That I do not know. I merely heard they were stolen 50 years ago, around the time of the war. So the statues were broken, thrown away, and then dug up. They say the Buddha has a wealth of patience, but even he'd get angry. Could that anger have turned to divine wrath and given birth to the mark and spirits? Mary, have you been able to feel the presence of any spirits or whatever? About that, this land is much more foreboding than I had imagined. The enmity of the forest swallows all else. It is hard to sense beneath it. So, too much background noise, right? Yes, although I do sense the same presence as Lord Christie's mark, however faint. I'm sure the spirit that gave her the mark is somewhere in the forest. So, after all that, we were only able to reconfirm something we already knew. Forgive me, I was unable to. You don't have to apologize, Mary. You learned plenty of value here. What do you mean? I'll tell you on the way back. First, let's get the hell out of here. This place gives me the creeps. Maybe it's the ill will Mary sensed. Oh, so you're having me walk out, huh? Which means we're probably going to encounter... We leave H Shrine walking down the Beast Trail toward the forest entrance. Maybe it's because of the strange tale, but for some reason I feel like someone is watching us from the darkness of the trees. Probably because someone is. Most likely. Oh, I just realized that at the mirror that it doesn't show the chin nor the eye simply because you can customize those. Huh, didn't put that together until now. We begin driving back to the mansion. As we break out of the dense forest, I can see building lights pop up here and there. Well, that was a complete waste of time. My anxiety lifted, I don't even bother to filter the words that slip out of my mouth. Oh, I don't think that's true. It's all coming together for me. And this is why it would be nice to have the names on the text boxes, because yeah, I know it's Christy, but it could have been Mary. It could have been. I could have made that assumption right then and there, but you know. Without further prodding, Christy starts in on her theory, passion evident in her voice. I believe Shimio is right. A shrine is definitely what's causing all the strange stuff in the forest. I'm sure it's those stolen statues. Don't you agree? I wonder. Feels like we just don't have enough info at this point to say one way or the other. There's no denying that a lot of strange things are going on in that forest. Between all the suicides and Shimio wandering around. Couldn't just be a coincidence, could it? If we research the shrine, we might learn more about the mark. I feel that's a lot safer than risking our lives looking for the spirit. Don't you think? You might be right. My replies are half-hearted, which isn't what Christy was hoping for, so she falls silent. An awkward, uncomfortable silence settles. Lord Yashiki, please stop the car. Mary speaks for the first time since we entered the car. What is it? I sense a presence similar to Lord Christie's mark close by. Well then, that's not a great sign, now is it? Well, it's a sign that we know where the next spirit is, but that means... where is it? Following Mary's request, I park in a vacant rest spot on the outskirts of H City. Christy and I step out of the car. Yeah. My mark is suddenly scalding. Is something nearby? Look, someone's over there. Oh hey. Small girl steps out of the telephone box. Why's a kid outside at this time of night? Thank you for bringing me out of here this late at night, Eita. I got to talk with Hanayome. Oh yeah, glad to hear it. Okay. A rather round young man appears, stepping out of the shadows. You got your question answered, Suzu? Yeah, it's okay now. Hanayome sure is amazing, though. She knows where everything is. You got that right? She helped me find my limited edition Love and Hero phone strap I dropped. What's Love and Hero? What, you don't know? Yeah, not everyone knows everything, asshole. They're a popular idol group here. They've been all over TV lately. I'm surprised you haven't heard. TV's restricted at home. Mom says it rots her brain. Oh, Eita, is the bus coming soon? Oh, the last bus is on its way. We better go. We'll be in big trouble if your mom finds out we went out. Yeah. We watch from a distance for a while, but it's hard to determine their relationship. The pain from my scar is suddenly gone. Hey, Christy, what do you think? I turn, but Christy isn't there. Hey, you there. Just how do you know that girl? Depending on your answer, I'll report you for child abduction. Yeah, I was about to question that, but I don't it doesn't feel like... Probably not, given they have portraits. Well, there goes Christy hounding the poor guy. Just calm down. I try to placate her, but she won't budge. The man stumbles over his words. He looks flustered and overwhelmed. Yeah, anyone would be if they're like, hey, are you a pedophile? I'd be like, what? What? Hey, lady, don't be mean to Eita. The girl rushes to stand defensively in front of him and glares at us. She seems a lot more level-headed than the flustered guy behind her. I asked him to help me, okay? I wanted to talk to Hanayome, so I had him come with me. Who's this Hanayome you keep mentioning? A ghost who helps find things. People say that you can talk to her from this telephone box. A ghost, huh? She looks at me. We're both thinking the same thing. Earlier, the mark was hurting, so maybe. You guys look serious. What's going on? He nervously glances between us. Does this scar look familiar at all? I show them the mark on my right arm. Hey, hold on, what is this? That looks exactly like mine. He pulls off one of his gloves and reveals the mark on his hand. It's the cursed scar, yeah. I saw an article on it in Oop Arts Monthly. They say it causes amnesia, even kills you, but that's nonsense. It's not true, right? Right? It totally is. Sounds like he had heard the rumors, but chose to not do anything about it. It's no surprise, really. It's tough to believe it's real until your memory loss starts becoming unnoticeable. I've got one of those too. It showed up on my left wrist when I made that phone call earlier. Pulling up her sleeve, she shows us her mark. They both have the mark, and after calling Hanayome, it's more than a coincidence. Well, we can't just leave them here. Let's bring them to the mansion. We Tell them what's going on and ask them to go to Kujo Mansion with us. It surprisingly doesn't take much to get them to come. I thought it'd take more convincing. Could partially be because they missed the last bus while talking with us. Before they climb in, I warned Mary to stay quiet until we get back. Might be a bad idea to freak them out. First, we introduce ourselves. The man's name is Eita Nakamatsu. The girl is Suzu Morimiya. They tell us they met through the reader's column in Uparts Monthly. Suzu mentioned she was interested in Hanayome, and Eita told her what he knew. Then she pestered him into bringing her to the rumored telephone box. They were out this late because of her. Her parents sound pretty strict. Her mother keeps a close eye on her after school, and she needs permission to go out. So she snuck out of the house after her mother went to bed. Hanayome is just as famous at my school as Hanahiko is. Hey Eita, please tell him about those rumors. Do I have to? Okay, fine. Eita reluctantly tells us at Suzu's request. There's just some rumors I read, but... Hey, remember that one story? You know, the one about the public phone box in H City? There's a ghost that looks like a bride, and she'll find what you're looking for. One of my friends actually tried it. He went to the specific phone box that lets you talk with ghosts. The phone suddenly started ringing. He slowly picked up the phone. But all he could hear was this weird smacking noise. He stayed on the line until... Did you see it? He heard a woman whisper. So, he did what the rumor said to do and said, "No, I haven't seen it." Then she said, "What do you want to see?" His cat had gone missing, so he asked where it was. When he looked where the woman said it really was there, so the rumors are totally true. I want to go ask her where my future bride is now. Oh, want to come with me? There. I carry Mary from the car and gently place her back on the sofa. Thank you very much. Being in your arms is not bad, but I am most calm when I am here. The doll really talked. I can't say I expected that. And does that mean all that stuff about the mark is true too? On the way over, we updated Suzu and Eita with just about all they needed to know. They may not completely believe us, but they're not rejecting it outright either. It seems like Eita in particular has already experienced some memory loss. Something about forgetting the names of anime characters or voice actors. Christy looked at him strange, but he appears to be taking it quite seriously. And Suzu snuck out of her house because she believed the rumors about Hanayome. They both believed that Nia called already. I'm pretty sure they'll help us find a way to escape the mark. Granted, they're also really curious about Hanayome. Pardon me, but may I speak? The marks on Suzu and Eita. They are likely from Hanayome. And Lady Christie, the feeling I sense from your mark is the same as theirs, so we can assume Hanayome also gave the marks to you. Do you recall encountering her? Something weird did happen, right before I entered the forest. I stepped in the phone box on T Mountain. The phone rang out of nowhere. Oh, might be because of that. Telephone box at the rest area is also in the rumors of Hanayome. But I didn't pick it up. It creeped me out, so I left. I was never able to give that person one final call because of that. Who are you talking about? It is not for children to know. Fine. So there are other phone boxes like that. I think there are 3 that Hanayome will call from. The one we went to in the A Highway parking lot is one, and one is at T Mountain Rest area. That's the one Miss Christie went to. And, Eta, where's the last one? The park by T apartment complex. It's the only one inside the city. Why just those 3 locations? Dunno, the BBS I read didn't say. Mister? Do you really think that Hanayome is the one who gave us the marks? Probably. But the rumors about Hanayome go back 5 years. And no one's ever mentioned that if you call her, you'll get a mark. Suzu's right. Rumors about this mark thing only popped up super recently. So you're saying Hanayome hasn't always been giving out the marks? If that's true, I wonder what triggered the change. Of course, I can't really say, seeing as I don't know anything about spirits. Ghosts helping people find what they're looking for. That's pretty strange. Definitely the definition of ghost story. Hey, Mr. Yashiki. If those rumors are true, why don't we try asking where the stolen statues are? If we return them to their places, it might just save our lives. Search for the Buddha statues. Christie's right, we might be able to escape the mark without fighting a spirit. Mary, what do you think? A good question. Objects with human forms are easily able to gain inexplicable powers. Bleeding stone statues, cursed dolls. There are many examples. Historical statues of gods and Buddhas would certainly be no exception. Asking Hanayome about them would be a good idea. So says the doll before our eyes that has the inexplicable power to talk. Maybe it wouldn't be strange that Buddha statues could bring down divine wrath. Lord Yashiki, may I add, as I explained previously, your mark is different from the others. Vanquishing spirits seem to weaken your mark's power. It's been several days since she told me that I was going to die. Taking care of the spirits we encountered is likely how I'm still among the living. What are you trying to say? I cannot say what the relationship between your mark and Hanayome is, but it is true, it is in your best interest to track down spirits. I hope you will guide these mark bearers this evening as well. I can't really picture Christie and Eta facing off against the spirit by themselves. If they failed, then a child would suffer the deadly consequences. That would weigh heavily on me. No turning back, I'll figure something out. Thank you. Mary bows her head slightly. Now, you should begin investigating Hanayome. Why does she only call from 3 public phones within each city? Her secret may lie in the answer. You visited the parking lot already. Please investigate T Mountain and the park by T apartment complex. New info. Alright. No. Hanayome. 4 pages. At the 90s online infrastructure. PBS has followed certain telephone booths in each city will allow you to talk to ghosts. Have you seen it? Reply with, I haven't. What do you want to see? And then they asked. People were interested, not a single one ever mentioned a mark. Why is it called a bride? If she appears as a bride, then someone must have seen her. 3 phone boxes in each city. The one we used, and the other 2 should be closer. Cool. Partner, let's take the girl first. You are less powerful, you are dumber, more spiritual, and less dexterous. Still don't know if that even applies to anything at all. Maybe I should save. Let's go. I see a small park tucked between all the looming apartment buildings. There's no one here, I guess everyone's already asleep. I'm sure that's the telephone booth from the rumors. Rumors say the phone is supposed to ring if you wait by it for a while. Guessing waiting outside doesn't count. Yeah, I think you're right. When I called her, it didn't ring until I went inside. But the booth is too small for 2 people. Either I or Suzu will have to go in. Should I go in? No, I'll go in. Can't stand around and make a kid do this. It's cramped inside and almost impossible to move around at all. I'd be a sitting duck if a spirit attacked me while I'm in here. Clouded glass makes it hard to see the outside. That just makes me more nervous. I wonder how long I have to wait until the phone rings. To pass the time, I glance around at the inside of the booth. It's a poster attached to the window. Young woman kidnapped. Young local woman was kidnapped close to this location. If you were a witness to this crime, please notify the police. This is dated 5 years ago. Looks like something terrible happened here. The phone begins to ring. I hesitantly reach out and pick it up. The only sound I hear is a dial tone. No one is speaking. What's going on? Suddenly there's a strange noise. It kind of sounds like chewing. Crunching, smacking, like the sound of saliva. Someone, yeah, I was right. Did you see it? Tucked in the smacking is a woman's voice. The voice is creepy, cold, and chills me down to the bone. Is this Hanayome? Did you see it? She asks a second time. The rumors mention that I should say, nope. Very seriously, I say I haven't seen it. What do you want to see? It's going exactly as the rumor said. Hanayome is supposed to tell you the location of whatever you're looking for. Chrissy told me to ask about the Buddha statues that were stolen from a shrine. I'll give it a try. Buddha statues, Lord Buddha. Doesn't your arm already have the mark of the Buddha on it? I'm sorry, what? Tell me, you want a new Buddha? Why are you doing that? Tell me. Well, tell me. Tell me, tell me. Okay, you're nuts. Going crazy. The line goes dead. The woman's scream is still ringing in my ears. I feel sick. Must be because of my brush with that blood-curdling insanity. Why didn't she answer my question? What was different from when the others asked? The mark on my arm burns dully, like it's reminding me of it exists. Maybe this is why she was acting strangely. She did say something to the effect that Buddha gave me this mark. Was she just too insane to differentiate between Buddha and a monstrous spirit? Or is this mark really the work of divine wrath from the Buddha statues? I wait a while longer, but the phone doesn't ring again. There's no point in staying in here. As soon as I leave the booth, Suzu comes up to me. You don't look good. Did something happen in there? I tell Suzu about my conversation with Hanayome. I wonder what's going on. She answered my question okay. Suzu's brow furrows in confusion. Do you want to see about that other telephone box? Maybe some clues are there. Or can you try one more time there? There's no time to get lost in thought. The last phone box is at T Mountain Rest Area in the other direction. Head there after stopping at the mansion. It's probably wise to ask Mary what she knows since it's on the way. New info. Yo, Mary. Tell Mary what happened at the phone box. You say Hanayome acted strangely. She called the spirit that cursed you with the mark with your marked Buddha. I cannot say I know what she saw. But from what you said, she will likely not respond to your question. It does not mean she does not understand you, however. Use any method available to attain as much information as you can. Okay. To the rest area. Phone booth stands solitary on the edge of the vacant rest area. An endless sea of trees stand behind it. Christy must have run into the forest after she heard the phone ring. I can hear a dog howl from nearby. It almost sounds sad, but I'm probably just imagining it. I feel like that dog's calling someone. I think it's looking for its master. You understand it? Kind of, yeah. We have a dog at home, too. And that one's not a regular dog. What do you mean? Pretty sure it's a spirit or ghost or something. Oh, oops. I'm only supposed to talk about that stuff with my mom's friends. People think I'm weird if I do. Listen, kid. What situation are you in? What situation am I in? This shit's already weird. We're talking to ghosts at a telephone booth and you're telling me dog ghosts are weird. Yeah, sure. But you understand, don't you? Yeah. Could she sense the supernatural? I'd always felt like something was different about her from the start. Anyway, mister, I think that's the telephone booth that's in the Hanayome rumors. Well, now that I'm here, I still have no idea why Hanayome hung up on me. I follow the rumors exactly. Where did I go wrong? I scratch my head. Don't adhere to the gossip. Defy it. Suddenly I hear that strange voice again. Gossip, in other words, the rumors. What'll happen if I don't follow the rumors? Suzu, go back to the car. There's something I want to try. But it might end up backfiring on me. Good, great. Okay. Please be careful, mister. Oh, wait a second. I have a message from Eita. Oh? Yeah, he says there's new info on Hanayome. Here it is. Suzu hands me a note written by Eita. Don't talk about eyes or things like it when you're on the phone with Hanayome. If the call goes sideways somehow, don't say I, okay? Best to avoid anything that even sounds like I. What? Don't say I? There's nothing else. No, that's all. But Eita said that he was sure it would help. I'll keep it in mind. Suzu returns to the car. Let's try this shit again. Step inside and wait for the phone to ring. There's a poster in this booth too. Just like the one at the park. This looks like it's been here for a few years. On the night of 2/8/1990X, an assault took place in the forest nearby. If anyone has any info on this case, please notify H Police Department. February 8th, 5 years ago. I think the poster I saw in the park had the exact same date. Coincidence? The phone rings. I grab the receiver and slowly pick it up. Hey, it's the chewing. I hear a noise like someone chewing gum from the other end of the phone. An icy cold voice speaks. Did I see the thing? Oh wait, I'm not supposed to say that. Did you see the thing? Me? Did me see it? Yeah. Yeah, I saw it. You saw, didn't you? You saw that thing of me. How's this gonna go awry? How is it? The voice cuts off. Bloody hand. Something outside collides violently with the glass of the booth, but I can't see it. Make my choice, live or die. Let's see, what is my choices? Tell me, how did you see it? With your own eyes, or eyeglasses, or telescope? Well, given those choices, telescope. And choice 3. Yeah. Sounds like something searching around outside the phone box. You saw it. You said you saw it. What color? Beautiful color. Red, pink, green. Don't you dare. Pink. Because I think likely. And maybe pink. There's nothing that sounds like I in there. You saw it. What kind of person are you? What's important to you? Your dreams? Romance? Love? Which do you choose? Okay. None of those 3 words have it, so I have to look at how it's worded when I say it. Definitely my dreams. Romance is great. I believe in love. Romance. This is an interesting puzzle. Avoid saying I. Yeah. Although I feel like I was given the hint way too soon given that puzzle, because it was like, oh, I obviously know what I need to do. But if it was given to me like earlier before and I had to remember it, that'd be a lot more interesting. The next I know, don't say that! The blight handprint is gone, and so is the ominous presence. The questions she asked me were strange. She was particularly anxious about what I had seen. I think I did a good job not mentioning anything like eyes in my answers. Overly conscious of being seen. Maybe that's what her secret lies.